Hello again, everyone. Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, here at Scares That Care Charity Weekend number 6 in Williamsburg, Virginia. I have the distinct pleasure of sitting here with one of the stars of two of the most iconic films of all time, The Thing and They Live, Mr. Keith David. Keith, how are you?
I am excellent and looking to do better.
Fantastic. I like that. Is this your first Scares That Care experience?
My first Scares That Cares. I've been invited a couple of times, but I wasn't able to make it. But I'm so happy that I was able to make this because it's a phenomenal show. I love what they're about, and that the charity serves so many people. I mean, it was such a wonderful cause. I mean, I was actually very moved yesterday by the checks that were given out on behalf of Scares That Cares for people in need.
Yeah, it is a great organization. I myself am proud to be a part of it for several years now.
As you.
Thank you. So, Keith, does it ever surprise you that after so many years, there's still so much passion for some of these films, and that the fans come out to line up to meet you and get your autograph?
Absolutely. I mean, who'd have thunk it? I mean, it's been 35 years, and people are still coming out appreciating it. And you know, they were two great films. So I mean, I'm honored to have been a part of it. And you know, I mean, they don't call it classic for nothing. It stands the test of time.
Sure.
It stands up, and they are good movies. And I worked in both instances with an ensemble of wonderful actors. And John Carpenter,
right.
You know, a great director. So, you know, between that company of people, you know, I think that we are good storytellers. And with John, we had a great helmsman to lead the story, and it was an exceptional experience. I miss those guys. Dick Dicehart and Charlie Hallahan.
Sure.
You know, in fact, another thing that has become iconic is Spawn, and I got reunited with Dick Dicehart because he.
Oh, that's cool.
He played Cagliostro, and that was another, extraordinary experience.
Very cool. One thing that I hear a lot of times is just strictly from a fan standpoint, when you do these conventions, you get to, you know, see and reunite with some of your cast members from the show. Like Tom is staring at us as we speak, you know, making faces, eavesdropping. So how is that for you? Is that something you look forward to?
That's always something to look forward to. I mean, one of the last ones, David Clennon came, and I hadn't seen David in years, and so that like I said, it was an extraordinary company of men, and we had a wonderful time. It was my first movie, so you know what was not to like. First of all, I had a job, so you know, I mean that was the first thing, and then I had a good job. So it was great, and so and because we did forge those kinds of relationships, you know, it's always great to see each other when we do see each other. I mean, Richard Masur has become a friend. You know, I mean, I love seeing Richard anywhere, anytime, and he's, you know, another great actor. I mean, I love watching him work. So you know, it's always a great pleasure.
Fantastic. Now I know you filmed in Alaska, right? Were the conditions as harsh as they seem on screen? Like, how challenging was it to film like that?
It was cold, but it was a dry cold. I mean, you know, we're in the movies and we're telling a story, so of course we beefed it up. But but it was cold, and it could be harsh if you, but in any environment, you could be that cold. You can be. In fact, I found it colder in Chicago than I ever did find it in
Fair enough.
in Alaska. It's a drier cold, and we were geared up. I went there very prepared for the cold. Between the wardrobe and what I brought, I was never uncomfortable. It could get cold, but you didn't do stupid things. You didn't go out of doors unprepared. You didn't touch the handle of a car ungloved because you could get stuck. Sure. But it was. I tell you, it was a memorable experience. I have those memories for the rest of my life. And Joel has pictures. I didn't get to take very many pictures at the time, but
yeah, those were fascinating to see those, and I can't wait for that book. To see that behind the scenes stuff. Do you have a particular favorite memory or moment that stood out from being on set?
Several, none of which I'll tell you about on camera.
Fair enough. That's a good answer. I like it.
Now we had some great. I'll tell you one thing I will tell you about is in the morning. At the time, it was winter in Alaska. The sun rose around 9 o'clock and went down about 3 o'clock. So we had 6 hours of daylight. And as we were making our way up this mountain, we'd see like a little ice lake, and sometimes as many as 6 bald eagles perched in a tree, and sometimes they would fly along that little river to catch the spawning salmon.
Wow,
and
that's cool.
It was extraordinary.
Great insights, great memories. Keith, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time.
No worries.
It was a pleasure getting to speak with you. Keith David, star of The Thing and They Live, everybody, coming to you from Scares That Care Charity Weekend 6 down in Williamsburg, Virginia. We will see all of you in the next interview.